So if you want a breakdown of two key elements that make up Elvin Jones' groove, stay tuned. Welcome. On this video, I want to take a look at two key elements of the way that Elvin Jones swings. But before I get into it, please hit the red subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. Now, little backstory first. When I was really young, I was a teenager really, Elvin Jones used to come to a club in Montreal where I grew up called the Rising Sun. And my drum teacher, Ronnie Page at the time, knew Elvin and made sure that I got a seat very close to his drums. In those days, an artist would come up to that club, or most clubs, and play an engagement, which meant from like Wednesday through Saturday, let's say, like several gigs in a row. And I'd be there for every gig, and I'd get the seat every gig. Now, when I was that young, I didn't quite understand what was coming at me. You know, at the time, my favorite drummer was John Bonham and Neil Peart, so this was a whole lot. And but I guess the energy and the concepts I kind of absorbed somewhat. One of the things that was really cool about seeing Elvin that close up is that you would hear him grunt. And the way he grunted, he would always kind of grunt on the last triplet. So 1, 2, 2, no matter what he was playing. And he grunted loud. It was intense, you know. That's the first thing I noticed. I thought, wow, what's that? So he was like feeling those triplets so deeply he couldn't help himself. So that's something. And really aggressive player, but also real refined player. And I got a sense of that too. So this is I'm locked into a tune called Reza from his album called Putting It Together on Blue Note. I took a little small chunk. Take a listen to this. Short little snippet. But in that little snippet, a lot of things come to light. Let me play the transcription first, and then we'll break it down, and I'll go ahead and show those two elements I spoke of before. All right. Here is what you just heard. I'll play 4 bars of time and then lock in to that little segment. It's actually just a 5-bar chunk of his playing. All right, check it out. I'll play it slow first. 1, 2, 3. So that's what it sounds like, broken down and slow. Notice the way he distributes all of the different triplet elements amongst his limbs. Okay, here's how it sounds like at the tempo you just heard. 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's pretty frenetic playing, and pretty tough to do. So the first key element of Elvin's playing, which you probably notice, is the way he plays the ride cymbal. I'll play everything at a medium tempo. The ride cymbal normally will be stress every quarter note on the downbeat, and the skip beat is whispered or ghosted. So that would sound like this. 1, 2, 3. The way Elvin Jones takes a look at it is that he will emphasize the last triplet. So that skip beat actually lays into it, and the downbeat is almost ghosted. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3. in essence, he pushes every skip beat of beats 2 and 4. And that really propels the music forward, and you really get a sense of that triplet. Probably why he's grunting like that. That's where he feels it. So that's like a really key element of his playing. Now, the second key element of Elvin Jones' playing is that, like I mentioned before, he's one of the drummers who pioneered splitting up your comping between all 4 limbs. Every limb has a voice and will fit in a musical and melodic context. So that would sound like this, and that is played underneath that ride cymbal with the pushed skip beat. So there you have it, splitting up my limbs in such a way that they create little melodies underneath that ride pattern. So now I want to hip you to a few exercises I came up with that will at least get you on track to being able to do that. Make sure to subscribe once again and ring the notification bell. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give you sort of a breakdown of how to get accustomed to the way your brain works, right? How your brain works under the conditions of Elvin Jones' playing. Like your brain on Elvin. Well, Elvin was the only one who played that way, but hopefully this exercise will help you get you at least in the zone. Okay, here we go. And make sure to download the PDF, as I said before. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then after you do that, you can replace the bass drums with the hi-hat. So I'll start on the second line of B. So there you have it. That exercise is really great for helping with your independence while playing that accented skip beat that Elvin Jones uses on the ride cymbal. You probably noticed that the bass drum was being feathered when I wasn't using it either as a melodic element or when the hi-hat was the key melodic element or the accented element and the bass drum kept the feathered feel going. That's tough to do. It's hard. It actually, it's harder, I find it harder to keep that feather going while doing all these different triplet patterns with the other elements. So that's another, good head workout. Another great thing you can do is to use the Ted Reed syncopation book to play melodic figures, like comp melodic figures with your comping hand, or you can distribute it on the other elements as well, the hi-hat, bass drum. I'm going to keep the feathered bass drum going in this with the hi-hat 2 and 4, and I'll just do it on my left hand on the snare drum, okay? So here is Ted Reed syncopation, page 31, exercise 1. I'm going to play the first 3 lines only, but of course, once you get those going, you can run the whole page to get comfortable with it. Okay, here we go. I hope you got some insight as to those 2 elements of Elvin Jones playing. And if you've lasted this long, please share the video and make sure you like the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe, of course. If you are interested in more of what I have to say on drums, go to aubreydrumlessons.com. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching my video. I'm really glad you did that. Subscribe and click here if you want more performance and lesson videos.